I'm stepping out of my comfort zone with this one. A budget 10th scale basher with carbon fiber. Let's put it to the test and see if it holds up. Check it out. So you should know by now that 8th scale ARMA bashers are my jam. But something like this is unique. This Rlaarlo Omni Terminator is a 10th scale basher. It's got 3S capability and it's really budget friendly. I got the hookup from RC Graveyard. Check him out on YouTube. This guy really hooked it up here with this truck and he swears by it. So I kind of want to see for myself to see if it's really worth the hype. It's unique because it comes with a variety of things that get you set up right out of the box to get going. That includes a battery, a charger, a remote, and the truck. So everything you need to run this car is right in this box and within a very friendly budget. This truck comes in at about $225 on Amazon for this carbon fiber version. Let's see if the truck actually holds up to the hype, but the price alone is an eye catcher and something that I don't see very often in this hobby. It's got it listed as 60 to 80 kilometers per hour, which factored as miles per hour for those of us in the US is about 25 to 37 miles an hour. Time to open it up. It's got a really pretty nice looking radio, I'd say. I gotta say, I'm kind of digging this black look. It's got some lights in the front. I didn't think I'd like the black as much, but it does actually look pretty cool. What do we have here? Oh, okay, all right. If I want to blow my nose with a handkerchief, here we go. That looks pretty cool. I'll hang it here for now. It looks like it has an optional pinion. I believe this is the speed pinion on there. Here's the wheelie bar. It looks like it comes detached. Here's the charger. So it comes with a very, very rudimentary charger, which is like charged to this balance plug. Since I believe I do not have the right connectors for the battery it comes with, I'll probably have to rely on this. So one thing I already know is I'm not going to want this slower pinion on. So let's get rid of that stock one and put on this speed pinion. Oh no, well, I stripped the grub screw in here. That's about the worst place you can strip a grub screw. Because it's using this 1.5 millimeter grub screw, I think that's part of why it's stripped. I should have used heat on it and that would have probably helped prevent that, but that's another reason I don't like smaller trucks like this. It's just easier to strip things like that. Rather than fumbling with this, I think what I'll do is just use the stock gear and get it out there and bash it. Hey, who knows, maybe I'll fling this pinion gear off while I'm bashing and that'll be my fix. If not, I'll fix it later. So let's put on this wheelie bar. So Rlaarlo classifies this as a mini 10th scale. And I don't have any full-size 10th scales to compare this to, but I do have something like this, which is a 10th scale carpet track two-wheel drive buggy. Those are typically smaller than normal 10th scale trucks, so it's a good way to compare it. As you can see, even for this, it's shorter wheelbase, a little bit shorter, about the same size. So just for fun, we can compare it to an 18th scale basher here. This is another Amazon special. As you can see, this is quite a bit bigger than that. And then, of course, in comparison with what I'm used to, an 8th scale ARMA Creighton, this thing is tiny compared to it. That should give you a sense if any of you all are used to 8th scale bashers. This is what we're looking at here. Quite a bit smaller. Also quite a bit lighter than most trucks, coming in at 4 pounds, 9.1 ounces. That's without a battery. So this is the carbon version of this Omni Terminator, and that means that it has a couple carbon fiber parts on it that the other one does not. So it's got this dual center brace here, and that's carbon fiber. It's also got some carbon fiber inputs here on the center of the arms, front and rear. Now that to me looks, I don't know, a little gimmicky. These arms look pretty beefy as they are, so I guess that's just going to give it a little added strength, but I'm not sure how useful that's going to be. But this part here would definitely add some lightweight strength. Another difference between this and the cheaper version of the Omni Terminator is that this one actually comes with a higher kV motor. This has got a 3650 kV motor, whereas the other one has a 3100. So a little higher kV, I guess, for a higher top speed. Now the ESC on this carbon version is also a larger version. This comes with the 60 amp ESC, whereas the non-carbon version comes with the 45 amp. So those two together add for a great upgrade, I would say, for the price. It does have 3 differentials: front, the center, which they call it center, it's actually kind of towards the back, and the rear, and which is nice because a lot of small scale bashers like this don't have a center diff. So the 7075 description is a little misleading in my opinion, because it's not necessarily the chassis that's 775, but the shock towers are, which is impressive. I don't think for a light scale truck like this that's even needed, but it just is an added toughness factor that will help with durability. It says that the gears are also 7075 aluminum. So this remote is pretty nice looking. I like the detail of the disc brake on this, and it feels really nice in the hand. It's got this added thumb placement here. It's got a lot of options for tuning and adjusting here that a normal budget basher would not have. So I really think they did a nice job on this. However, there's a very tight tolerance when it comes to putting in these batteries, and I had to mess with this quite a bit in order to get this to fit. I couldn't quite get this on to fit snugly. Just very tight fit. So as you can see, there's a little bulge here where this doesn't quite go all the way in, and that makes me nervous because I'm afraid this is just going to fall out. Now, unfortunately, at the time of filming this, it looks like the Amazon affiliate link for the carbon version of this is out of stock. So I'll put a link in the description for the green version, which is the non-carbon fiber option. Looks like it's on sale for $200. If this gets back on stock, I'll definitely throw the carbon version in there as well. But check out both of those, and you can always get this truck from the Rlaarlo website. There's also several different brands that do sell these trucks, so they're not necessarily always Rlaarlo that's the one putting these out. And that makes me skeptical and is not uncommon for some of these Chinese brand trucks. It seems to me that they're all kind of built in the same factory and they're sold off from different companies. It also might fluctuate in price quite a bit given the high tariff environment we're in, and these are coming from China, so you do need to be cautious of that. If you see a sale, I would pick it up. However, those prices may vary. So here's the battery that it comes with. It's a 3S 2200 milliamp 35C battery. Turning it on, you can see that it's got a nice fan for the motor as well as a motor heat sink. Would be nice to keep it cool. The lights turn on with a button on the radio right here. It's nice to have that function to be able to turn it on and off. It's not super intuitive, so channel 5 is the option. So one downside with this charger is that it takes absolutely forever to charge. There we go. That rips pretty good. Whoop. There we go. Shreds through the grass pretty good for such a small scale. Oh, yes. Good. Part of this is going to be like a durability test to see how, if anything breaks. See if we can get a backflip in this. Nope, can't do a backflip. With that higher speed pinion, I bet we can. Nope. Not enough power. Holding up pretty good. Oops. Holding up really good. Ooh, boom. All right, it's time to try this on a little bit different terrain. All right, so we're gonna try it at a skate park now. This is cool. Oh, oh no! Yes! Oh my god. This is steep.
You're not even gonna be able to get out. We're on like a big chat, where there's like, and we go and hang out.
Oh.
Damn. Oh,
I got it.
That's so sick.
Watch this.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. What? I think that's pretty scary, though.
Yes.
Yeah,
This thing's taking
I
it.
wouldn't do. I'm not gonna do that with mine.
This is a durability test here. Oh. Taking a beating.
Dude, I can't believe
It hasn't broken yet. That's pretty good.
really good. Really good. I thought that thing was gonna be broken. When it landed, it's kind of weird on the side.
I know. Well, it's taken in some straight nosedives. It's really hard to land smoothly in anywhere here. Is it on its wheels? Whoa. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. So the hinge pin broke out the top here. That took a lot of hard hits on some massive air onto concrete. So I'd say that's pretty good.
Not even cool.
No. I know. Oh, that was a hard hit. Oh. Alright guys, so it turns out that the hinge pin did snap here on the top, so I had to order a new one of those, as well as the shock standoff bent here in the front. And that's all that I can find that's broken on this thing. And to be honest, from the abuse that took on some really hard concrete landings, I'm surprised. Although I'm not as into these small scale trucks, I'll be honest, I'm much more into the bigger ones. They're just a little more fun. If you're into a small scale truck, this is actually a pretty great one. And for the price, this thing is good bang for the buck. Now, when it comes to parts, I did have to search quite a bit to find this replacement part as well as the standoff. And that's because this truck recently sold out on Amazon and I'm trying to find replacement parts. So I just went through the Rlaarlo website itself and we'll see how quickly that comes. I also finally managed to put on the speed pinion. Now that was no easy feat. Craig helped me drill this thing out, which took quite a while. And part of the reason why it stripped in the first place was because this thing came absolutely loaded with Loctite. This thing has red Loctite all throughout it, and it was just caked on. So we not only had to drill out the pinion, but we had to basically heat this whole thing up and pry it off because the whole pinion itself was Loctited onto that motor shaft. So if you end up taking one of these off yourself, make sure you heat the heck out of it before you even attempt to unscrew that grub screw. So we do have that on. I'm just waiting on these parts to come in. Stay tuned for part 2, where I take this thing out on some dirt bashing. So thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this kind of a video, there's plenty more where that came from. Make sure you like and subscribe and search the channel for more. See you in the next video. Thanks.